Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're looking into something truly dark from American history. The Osage Reign of Terror. Just imagine having incredible wealth, but then right alongside it, systematic murder.
Yeah, it's a shocking story. You're about to find out how the Osage Nation, through some amazing foresight about their land and, crucially, the oil underneath it, became the wealthiest people per capita on Earth.
Right. And our mission today is to unpack how all that prosperity somehow turned into, well, a gilded cage. We'll uncover this chilling conspiracy, but also importantly, the story of their endurance.
Absolutely. Resilience is key here.
So maybe let's start at the beginning. How did this whole situation even come about? The Osage, I know they were a sophisticated tribe, but after being forced off their lands, they did something pretty unique, didn't they?
They really did. They actually purchased their new land in Oklahoma. And then the really brilliant move was the 1906 Osage Allotment Act. They made sure the tribe, collectively, kept the rights to whatever minerals were underneath.
And that useless land, as people called it.
Exactly. Turned out it was sitting on, well, just vast amounts of oil. Suddenly, they were unbelievably wealthy. We're talking, over $30 million in 1923?
Which is like $400 million today or even more. Just staggering. They lived incredibly well, right? Mansions, cars.
Oh, yeah, the works. But as you said, this wealth that kind of became this terrible curse.
How did that happen? How does that kind of prosperity just sour so badly?
Well, a couple things. First, the headright system. The share of oil money could be inherited, even by non-Osage. That was one loophole.
Okay.
But the real disaster was this 1921 law that forced mandatory guardianship on many Osage. Basically, the government declared them incompetent to manage their own money.
Incompetent. Their own money.
Mm-hmm. So white guardians were appointed to control everything.
Yeah.
Every cent. And here's the truly sinister part.
Yeah.
The guardians could inherit the head rights if their Osage ward died.
Wait, seriously? The guardian could inherit?
Yes. So the law itself, it didn't just open the door to theft. It actively created an incentive for murder, a financial incentive.
That is just unbelievable. A legal system basically weaponized. So who was the main player who really exploited this setup, this king of the Osage Hills?
Right. That was William King Hale. On the surface, a friend to the Osage, a benefactor. But underneath, seems he was utterly ruthless, devoid of scruple, is how he's been described.
And his plan, how did it start?
It was chillingly calculated. He got his nephew, Ernest Burkhardt, to marry Molly Kyle. She was a full-blood Osage, and her family held several valuable head rights.
Okay, I see where this is going.
And then, one after another, Molly's family members started dying. Her sister Minnie, from a strange, wasting illness. Then her sister Anna shot. Then their mother, Lizzie Q, another mysterious illness. Each death funneled more head rights towards Molly, and potentially to Ernest and Hale.
God, that's terrifying, just picking them off one by one. Did it stop with her immediate family?
No, it got wider. The Reign of Terror, they called it. Molly's cousin, Henry Roan, was murdered. And guess who collected a $25,000 life insurance policy on him? William Hale. Then, Molly's last sister, Rita, and her husband, Bill Smith. They were killed by a bomb. Nitroglycerin under their house. And as Bill Smith lay dying, he actually named Hale and Ernest.
He named them, but local officials?
Often looked the other way.
Yeah.
Complicit. Covering things up, ruling clear murders as suicides or accidents. It was incredibly corrupt.
So, with the local system failing them, what could the Osage even do?
They did something pretty bold. The Osage Tribal Council, they pooled their own money, $20,000, a huge sum then, and basically hired the federal government. They asked the Department of Justice, specifically the Bureau of Investigation, to step in.
And J. Edgar Hoover, who was heading the Bureau then, he put someone on it.
He did. He assigned a former Texas Ranger, a guy named Tom White, known for being, incorruptible.
Okay, Tom White. How did he and his team even begin to untangle this, especially with all the fear and complicity?
They went undercover. It was quite innovative for the time. His agents posed as different people and insurance salesmen. I think one even pretended to be an Indian medicine man, just to get people to talk, to build trust.
Smart.
And they followed the money. The key turned out to be that fraudulent insurance policy on Henry Roan. The doctor involved eventually testified, recalling Hale joking about the policy. When asked if he'd kill Roan for it, Hale apparently said, "Oh God, I am hell, yes."
Wow. Wow. So that plus Ernest Burkhardt eventually confessing.
Exactly. That broke the case open.
Yeah.
Hale, Ernest, they're hired killers. They were convicted. Life sentences.
Finally, some justice then.
Well, that's the thing. For many Osage, it felt like justice denied. Despite the life sentences, Hale and Ernest were both paroled surprisingly early. Ernest was even pardoned fully pardoned in 1965.
Pardoned after all that.
And researchers like David Gran, looking back, found evidence suggesting Hale wasn't the only one. There was this wider culture of complicity. Guardianship records with just notes saying dead next to ward after their word. Some guardians lost 7 or 8 wards. The real number of victims, we still don't know. It's likely much higher than the official count.
It's hard to even fathom the lasting scars from something like that. What's the legacy for the Osage Nation today?
It's deep. Profound trauma, a legacy of mistrust, which sadly even connects to health issues today. But, and this is crucial, the Osage are survivors. They fought back, then they changed the law in 1925 to close that headright inheritance loophole for non-Osage. They reformed their whole government structure in 2006. They're actively working to revitalize their culture, reclaim land.
It shows incredible strength.
Absolutely. It's a story about facing absolute chaos and somehow building a new way forward, continually adapting.
So the Osage story, it's not just history locked in the past. It really is this powerful testament to an unbreakable human spirit.
Definitely. And it leaves us, and you're listening, with a pretty heavy question, doesn't it? How does a society, any society, really heal from injustice that runs that deep? And what does real justice even look like when greed and power have corrupted, basically everything?